Hello my loves, welcome back to Seasons with You, a channel where we are dedicating time to actually living our life in alignment intentionally. Now, I know they sound like buzzwords, but they're really, really good words, because if we don't take stock of our life and look at the things that we want to change, 5 years goes by and you just think, okay, what's going on? You're 5 years older, a bit more wrinkly, a bit more dark circles, but you feel like you haven't really achieved anything, or you haven't moved forward, or you felt stuck or whatever. And that's pretty much exactly where I am. As I spoke about in video 1, I've been currently signed off work for 5 weeks, and it has been the most horrendous thing that I've ever been through. Like, I've been crying every day, my self-esteem is gone, my confidence is gone, and it's just been really, really hard. And I have felt stuck, and I know that probably lots of people feel stuck. And I just wanted to actually live the year with the seasons and set goals and do things based on what the seasons are doing. When it's dark, why don't we rest? When it's spring, why don't we start renewing? And we've got these 4 seasons that we can actually use to our advantage. So I would go back and watch video 1 to kind of give you an overview of what this channel is about. But actually, I am so much more upbeat, even just from the exercise that we did last week. But I have to apologise, I missed off one of the titles. So I asked you to write down 8 headings. So I'm going to read them out again. Physical health, mental health, friends, family, love, personal development, which is like hobbies, stuff you're doing for yourself, money, physical environment. So they were the 8. And I forgot career. I mean, especially considering I've been signed off work. So career is your 9th heading. And we scored out of 10, didn't we? And it's such a simple, small, very, very quick exercise. I don't want you to think about it too much. You just write out of 10. You suddenly have a snapshot of your life on paper, and you suddenly realize the ones that are really, really low scored. Now, my physical health is at a really good stage. I've really gotten into exercise ever since I trained for the half marathon, which I'll talk about in other videos, but my mental health was like a 2. Because I did this exercise, even just 1 week ago, I set 2 tiny little goals to help me with my mental health. And this is exactly what I want you to do. You notice the ones that are low, and I'll give you some examples now as well, in case you're thinking, okay, great, I've got these low scores, but what do I do? I want to help you. And of course, just comment if you're stuck or you need some advice or anything, I'm here to help. So anyway, I set 2 tiny little things to try and help my mental health. We are in autumn. This is about reflection and journaling. It's very calm autumn. So I thought, what can I do just from now until next week to help my mental health? And I said 2 things. 1 was to listen to confidence affirmations every night as I fall asleep. I found this really nice 30-minute confidence affirmations, and I was falling asleep to it every night. And the second thing, I told myself that I needed to do yoga every night before bed. So I found yoga with Cassandra, and I've been doing yoga every single night for 7 nights. Because I took stock of this snapshot of my life, it meant that suddenly I took these 2 actions. And do you know how much my life has changed in just a week? I'm due back at work tomorrow, and I'm feeling really like sick and nervous about it. But because of these confidence affirmations that I've been listening to every night, and because I've been doing yoga every night, and I love yoga with Cassandra, like Cassandra's just amazing, like she's great, go and check her out. I feel like I have changed and I feel better because it's going into my subconscious as I'm falling asleep. I'm going into theta brainwave. I'm much more susceptible to actually accept the ideas that I'm hearing. And I do feel better. I do feel like, no, I can do this. I can go back to work. Now, me and my job, that's a whole separate thing. And that's why it's funny that I didn't put career down. My score for that is not so great at the moment. But I think that if I can raise my mental health, that will also help how I feel at work. And this is the beauty of it. Some of these headings, you can have a low number, you focus in on that, and then that actually helps you with other parts. So let me help you out. Let's say if one of your low scores was physical health. Let's say that you're not doing any exercise and you're eating really badly, right? All of us have been there. So one of your tasks could literally be to exercise for 5 minutes 3 times a week. So next week on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're going to find 5-minute yoga or 5-minute HIIT with Joe Wicks or whatever, and you are going to do 5 minutes Wednesday, 5 minutes Monday, 5 minutes Friday. I don't know why I did that in the wrong order. Even that, doing that for a couple of weeks, that could be your winter goal. Nice and simple, but the fact that you are doing that, you could then extend it to 10 minutes and then 15 minutes. And before you know it, you are someone that works out 3 times a week. It's all about building these small habits, but without looking at and taking stock and having it written down. Sorry, I keep looking at my journal because it's such a powerful exercise. So now I can now look at another one of my headings and set another small goal. Another example, if your friends heading was quite low for score, it could be that maybe you've got a lot of friends, but you haven't really seen them. You've looked at the whole year, it's November, and you think, I've seen this friend once, and you don't want that anymore. So maybe your little task is reaching out to that friend and saying, how about we make a non-negotiable that we see each other every 3 months, every quarter, which means 4 times a year. Or if you're struggling, maybe you've moved to a new area, like I moved to a new area, so I don't live near any of my core friends. That was really hard. Now, I'm extroverted. I'm very, I can go up to people and chat to them. And my kids are at school, so I got to know a lot of the school mums. So it was a bit easier for me. And because I'm extroverted and can chat easily and talk for England, now after 2 years, I'm starting to form those friendships. And I've realised the only way to really make friends is to spend time with them. So if you don't have kids and you're thinking, okay, I need more friends in my life, want to make some new friends, and you're introverted, think about the things that you like to do, because friends just don't pop out of nowhere. You're going to have to put in a little bit of effort, right? So maybe you used to do theatre when you were a kid. Maybe you used to play badminton. Maybe you like running. All of these things, you could join a running club. You could join a badminton club. You could join a theatre production company and do Amdram or whatever. You get friends naturally because you're with them week in, week out. You spend that time with them. Suddenly, after maybe 3 months, you look back and you do this exercise every, I would say maybe every 6 months. But for this, I think we should do it every 3 months at the end of each season to go with this theme that we're doing here on this channel, Seasons with You. Let's do it every 3 months. Suddenly your friend's score goes up, but maybe your mental health score also goes up because your confidence is better because you've got the friends. So you see how powerful it is. I'll go with one more, I really want to help. Let's say money is low. This could be a salary thing. It could be that you love your job, but your salary is not great. So you need to work on how to ask your boss for a raise. That's a whole nother thing. Obviously, you might need to watch YouTube videos. You might need to hire a coach. You might need to buy a book on how to approach your boss to show your worth and say, look, this is what I do for this company. I want a raise. Or maybe it's a case that you work in the city and you are spending £5 every single morning going into Pret, and you are buying a coffee and a croissant or whatever for £5, or probably more than that these days. I'm living in the past, clearly. So can you imagine that £25 a week in a month? That's about £100 just on coffee. You could literally, I'm getting excited. Right, calm down. You could literally make your own coffee, get a really nice special coffee cup and make your own coffee at home. I know it's not as exciting as going into Pret and buying it, but maybe the reason your money score is quite low is because you're spending money on absolute rubbish that you don't need to, you know? But the fact is that doing this exercise, you can hone in on 1 or 2 headings, make tiny little small changes. And then over time, suddenly you realize, wow, I've now saved up a bit of money, which means that I can now pay for this badminton class, which means that I can then make some more friends, or I can help my exercise because I'm playing badminton. So they all do kind of feed into each other. Whew, right, that was a very long introduction. We haven't even got started with what I wanted to talk about today, but I hope that was helpful. I'm going to have a tea break. I've got a peppermint today. I've also got another one of my lovely cups. These things just help so much. You got this. It's so cheesy, but I just love it. Lovely. Now that's out of the way, and hopefully that is something that you can really dig into, and you're going to kind of look at this over the whole year, and it's nice to look back. And I would really recommend getting yourself a brand new journal if you want to come along this journey with me, because then it feels fresh, it feels nice. Get yourself a nice pen, a pretty journal, and it means that you can look back at your own year and be like, wow, look at this. So today's video is basically an end of season reflection, and we're going to do this on the last day of each season. So end of winter, end of spring, end of summer. We are end of autumn, and we want to answer some journaling questions in our journal. You want to put on some nice flowy music. You want to write a good paragraph for each of these themes. And then it'll be so exciting for you to look back at what you wrote the last time. It's really it's making me so excited because I just feel like I haven't done this kind of thing for so long. I used to do this and life was a lot better when I had some intention and some excitement and like a project. It feels like I'm working on a project here. So the 3 things that we're going to look at: what the past season has taught you, what you are releasing, and what you would like to take forward in the next season. Now, as we know, for winter, we're looking much more at rest, and we're looking at manifestation for what we want to see in the spring. But very quickly, just to give you a guide, what the past season has taught me. So if I look at September, October, and November, the main theme that comes up is, Tara, you need to put yourself first. And it seems like such a buzzword phrase again, but I put too many people ahead of me, and that resulted in my mental health taking a battering. I need to spend the next season and, you know, the rest of my life, but I'm really going to focus on this next winter season, focusing on what's good for me. Because if I'm not right, nobody else is right. And there's just this thing, especially when you're a mum and you put other people first all the time. And that's been the main thing that this season has taught me, is that it doesn't work to put other people before you all the time, because you end up having physical and mental health symptoms that go wrong. So that's kind of just off the top of my head. So I want you to think about the last 3 months, September, October, November, and look at each month and write in your journal and really think, really think and then get it out. What you're releasing for me is kind of follows the same theme. I'm releasing the idea that I need to be perfect for everybody and that I need to walk around saying, I'm fine, when I'm not. I want to release this perfectionism and this pressure that I put on myself. That's it. That's what I want to do. I want to release this pressure. This is just me saying it out loud off the top of my head. I will go and do this exercise after this video and do it properly. And I've got it in my journal. Like, I bought myself a really nice new one. It's just very plain. It's got nothing on the front, but it's very kind of smart. It's got a little button at the front and I love it. And I'm going to do exactly this and expand on what I've just told you. And then what I'm carrying forward into winter, again, it kind of follows the same theme. It's like, I want to put myself first. I want to think about what I need. So yeah, I really hope that those 3 prompts will really help you looking into the next season. And I'm excited to start with our brand new video next week, which will be starting off the winter season. I will let you know how it went. My first day back at work tomorrow. And oh my God, I just thought about something really cool. Wait, I'm just gonna go and get it. I bought myself a gift. 24 days of twinings and twinings? Sorry, don't know how to pronounce it. But I bought myself an advent calendar because I love tea, as you probably know. I'm really excited. So if you like tea, get that with me. And we can drink tea every single time. Yeah, this one is not from that calendar. Obviously, I haven't opened it yet because we're still in November, but this is peppermint. Anyway, I will see you next Sunday. And here is to A Year Living in Alignment, Seasons with You.